hello. We are back on episode what? 13.
13.
1-3. Yes, and we are loving it. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you all for coming on in. We are back home and so excited to bring our 13th episode to you tonight. My name
Yeah.
is Renette, aka the Next Level Chick.
I'm Latoya Frazier, your CEO partner.
Hi, I'm Simply Tammy.
Hello, I am Coach Gail Benson, your favorite certified cognitive behavior coach.
Yes. So
Good
I'm
evening.
super excited that tonight we're going to be coming back around to part 2 of Big Energy Only, how to own your value and your worth. This is part 2. In part 1, we laid the foundation for big energy and what it truly means. It means walking in your power. It means setting boundaries and demanding respect without apologies. Okay. But now it's time to take a step further. In this episode, we are diving deeper into how to apply this energy in everyday life. A lot of people heard us talking about it, but it's like, oh, how do we apply? How do I do this? And so tonight we're diving into that. We're going to talk about how you handle people who don't respect you or your worth. We're going to teach you how to negotiate for what it is you feel you deserve and how to keep that big energy mindset, even when the doubt creeps in, even when the feelings of I'm not enough creeps in. This isn't just about knowing your worth. It's about not just knowing it, but owning it, living it, walking in it, and making sure the world recognizes that as well. And it's not about impressing anyone. It's about stressing to you that you are valuable, that you should be walking in your worth, and you need to own it all the way, unapologetically and boldly. So that's what we are talking about tonight. And as I'm talking about this, one of the things I want to do is help you to understand there are many statistics of women who walk in a space and place where they don't feel good about themselves. Approximately 85% of people altogether are affected by low self-esteem. Okay. And then globally, out of 21 countries, 53 out of 100 women have self-doubt. They don't believe in themselves. Self-esteem among women and girls, 38% of girls and women put together have high self-esteem. So what does that tell you? Most people, women, don't have high self-esteem, don't own their worth or their value. Time out for that. Big energy only, part 2. So let's get this thing on and popping. Oh, are y'all ready?
I'm ready.
So here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. What's up? What's the scenario? I don't know if I said that right, but anyway, let's talk about it. I really can rap. I just ain't gonna do it tonight, and I didn't practice that. But whatever, we're gonna talk about this scenario, real deal. Because at this big age, boo boo, at this big age, what we not gonna do, okay, is not walking our value and our worth. What we not gonna do is let people talk to us any kind of way and disrespect us. So our first question is, what do you do when someone undermines or downplays your value and your worth?
Well,
Who got it? Come on, Tam.
Well, no, if somebody downplays it, who cares? If you have faith in your ability and what you're doing, then you're going to move forward. You have to have faith, focus, and fire. And you have to be willing to continue to move forth. Okay. In this life, we're going to have obstacles. Okay. Another person doesn't have to be your obstacle. The only obstacles if you allow them to be. If you learn to stay focused and move forward and keep in mind your goal, you'll be fine.
Absolutely. Faith, focus, and fire. I love that, Tammy. That is something amazing. I need to put that in the comments. Faith, focus, and fire. That's one of the things, because when you walk in that space and place, I don't see people even being able to touch you in reference to undermining you or your value or your worth.
Right.
Because if walking with God, okay, and then really staying focused, you're gonna be on fire. No matter what anybody says, does, or thinks. You understand where you're going, you understand who you are and whose you are if you're walking in that faith, focus, and fire. That was fire, Tammy. Woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo.
Anybody else? Who else wants to comment on that, Gail?
You know, I love what Tammy said. And this takes me back to something Tammy said last week when we were in New York about knowing who you are. So when you can own who you are and you walk in that thing, it doesn't matter what people say, because the best thing, and something my father taught me, is that you don't have to do a whole lot of talking. Just do you and be you. And my energy gonna show up for me anyway. So I don't, for me, I don't focus a lot on the yada yada, the yin and the yang, all that talking. I don't do that, because I'm already showing up. And I know you see, I know you see me. So eeny, meeny, might pick one. Pick a talent, pick whatever the thing is. I know you see me. So I'm not gonna do no talking. I'm just gonna keep showing up and showing out.
Absolutely. And they obviously see you, because if they didn't see you, they wouldn't be saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? They would not be saying anything. As y'all are coming on, go ahead and share this out. Go ahead and make sure that you are following us at Spicy Seasoned Sisters podcast.com. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. Follow us everywhere and share it out, because y'all know what? It's a lot of people. I just read those statistics of the people that are struggling to own their worth and their value. You are purposeful. You have purpose. You are special. You are the apple of God's eye, the object of his affection. And you need to recognize and realize it and walk in it. Like Tammy said, faith, focus, and fire. Woo! Yeah. Latoya, you got any comments on this?
Yeah, one thing that I will add when it comes to, folks that undermine you and based off of experience, for me, I kind of, now, not always, used to be a people pleaser. I'm a recovering people pleaser. But I think it also depends on who the person is that's undermining you. If it's someone like a parent or relative or, a friend that you value their opinion, sometimes those undermines kind of hit differently. But if it's just some average Jill or Joe, I'm not really worried about it, because I'm going to still, continue to move forward. But, when it comes from someone that you really value that relationship and what they think, it hits a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Right. But understanding too, that there are people around us who may not understand our goals and the goal that we're trying to achieve. And so we have to be careful too with taking advice from friends, family, or those around us who don't understand the objective.
Right.
So
absolutely.
if you have a strategic plan and you write it out, when you look at your strategic plan, nothing in that plan says my friend says, nothing at all.
Right.
Okay. So stick to your guns, do what you got to do, stay focused, and move forward.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, positively. And one of the things that I know about that, when people are trying to downplay you and your value, it's something about you that they see that bothers them inside. And that's usually what it is. That's why they're saying stuff. And that's why they have a problem with you. And so you have to not allow yourself to get caught up in what they're saying. And I know before I became who I was, I got caught up in a lot of stuff that people were saying. And then the inner critic started talking to me and making me feel like I wasn't who I was called to be. And so I shrunk back. I downplayed who I was and never showed up. I always knew I was supposed to be doing more. I knew I was supposed to be more. But I didn't do it. Because of the things that people were saying, I let it get in my head. And so we cannot allow ourselves to get caught up in that. So I love everything that you all said, because it's so important. So the next question is, have you ever been in a situation where you had to walk away to protect your worth? how did you handle that? And I can't wait to talk about this, but yeah.
Well, I'll start off on that as well. Yes. Okay. Once you realize that what somebody's pouring into you is not worth gold and that it's trash, you have to decide and make a decision that you don't want that in your life. And so you have to turn your back and you have to go the other way. You don't have to be nasty and mean about it, but when people are not pouring into you like you pour into them, and people aren't helping you grow up, glow up, you have to turn your back on them. You have to move on. It's no need to drag garbage. Put it in a garbage can, let the garbage man come get it, file 13 it, and move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing
I
I'll
love
share, you know, an experience where, you know, it was leaving a corporate job after 17 years. And it got to the point, I mean, I loved the job for many years, but the organization started to take they made some organizational restructures that didn't align with my core values and things that I believed in. The company was still great, but it got to the point to where it was stressful, and it was so stressful where it made me. I was sick. I would literally be sick thinking about that. I had to, you know, sign in and do this and work with these people because although they were, you know, moving people around so that, you know, many of us kept our jobs, but the movements didn't make sense. Right. That's a story for another day. But it got to the point to where, and you guys have heard me say this before, that the job fed my family, but it no longer fed my soul. And I couldn't continue to complain about it. You know, I was stressed, I was depressed, it was a hot mess. And I had to remove myself from that situation. So it did take time, but it was something that I said, you know what, I can no longer be a part of this. And what am I going to do about it? Nobody can change my situation but me. Right. So I had to change that situation. Right. And I'm no longer there.
Okay, that part, no longer there. So she walked away, and sometimes we have to walk away from stuff. And I love every time you say that the job fed your family, but it no longer fed your soul. Why do we continue to sit in spaces and places where we're not being fed, where our soul is being just eaten up and just torn apart? We cannot allow ourselves to be stuck in situations like that. But when you bring that big energy, when you understand who you are and whose you are, that bothers people. So they're going to try to step on that energy. They're going to try to tear it down. But it is up to you to make a decision to not allow that to happen. So I love what you all have said.
Right.
Coach Gail Benson.
You know, I agree with all of my sisters. And it's, you know, one thing that, you know, I want to touch on is that sadly, you know, a lot of us women, we settle into making sure everybody else is comfortable and we abandon our own dreams. We allow people to dilute us. We allow ourselves to stay in stagnant places because, you know, when people see our light and they see the power in us before we see it for ourselves, and that makes them uncomfortable because it reminds them of the things they've abandoned themselves. So they'd rather stay comfortable and convince you that you're not who you feel, your essence and your energy, what you're feeling. They'll convince you that that's not who you are. And how quickly a lot of women, especially Black women, we will receive that. We'll interpret that to be true, especially like Latoya said, if it's somebody who we value, we put a lot of weight on the words and the thoughts of people that we hold in high regard instead of holding ourselves in that high position. And we allow people the grace to be where they are and have their opinions, but we give ourselves, you know, the peace to let them be there and stay there, and we continue to go on and be great. So for me, my choice was to choose me and not allow myself to be encapsulated in other people's version or vision of who they thought I was. So I had to pop out and show them who I am and continue to climb and be great and allow them and leave them there. And if it's for them, and if that's where their journey is supposed to take them to, then they'll meet me somewhere up there. But I guarantee you, I'm going to be up there.
Yes.
Absolutely. I love it. Y'all, can I be real? Can I be real? Because y'all saw
Yes.
last week.
Come on with that.
I'm gonna just give it to y'all with the real. And
Raw digger.
y'all were there, y'all watched. So I had a situation last week where I felt totally like somebody was trying to one up me, big up me, whatever the case may be. And I felt like they really were trying to tear me down. Y'all saw I was hot, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I decided, nah, the old me, you supposed to get cussed out, okay? On the house. And that's what should have really happened last week. But I didn't let my energy get stolen because we were doing something big. Last week at this time, Wednesday and Thursday, we had big things going on. And I tell you, that situation had me so hot, baby.
Yes, it did.
And so, none of y'all said anything to me. Y'all saw I was lit. But instead of allowing myself to let my energy be stolen, I
Yes.
walked it off. They didn't get what they should have got because God helped me to control myself. And so sometimes we are in spaces at this big age. We can't act like, we have it all together.
Right.
I'm working on me. I'm still a work in progress because I still, felt like, she didn't get what she was supposed to get.
Yeah, that might have been a good thing.
Yeah, but I had something big going on.
Yeah.
We had a whole thing that we were coming out and all this great stuff was happening for us. And one thing I didn't do was let the energy be stolen with negativity.
Right.
And one thing, as I sat and I thought about the whole entire situation and the person and how things happen, I've seen them do this and talk to other people in certain ways. And so, you know what? If people do that to other people and you know them and you see them doing that, and what makes you think that, they're not going to try you one time? Because that's what's going to happen. If that's who they are and that's what they do, they're going to keep trying to tear people down. And that includes you. You're not exempt. But when you understand who you are and whose you are, you don't allow yourself to get tore up with it. And so even though all that negativity happened, and I'm trying to move forward, I'm excited and ignited about what was supposed to happen last week. We had the Connect and Collab Summit. We were going on BMC. That thing just had me. But I did not let my energy get stolen, and everything turned out beautiful. So sometimes,
yeah. But that's why you have, when we talk about and we speak about having a tribe around us. Let me tell you something. I saw you up. I was sleeping, and I saw you upset. But I told Gail, let her go. She'll be okay. Guess what happened? Simply, God intervened. God came in and blocked, and we talked about our actions, our mouths, and our reactions, and how we have to stay in line with God. And when God saw what was going on, he stepped in. And when you came back through the door, what? You were smiling, a whole different. So I'm telling you, it makes a difference.
God got the glory.
Let me tell you, when I saw that, I didn't know what to do because I had never seen Nat get upset. So I wasn't going to be the victim. I woke Tammy up. I said, Tammy.
Y'all was concerned. I was like, she left her keys.
She left her phone. Look, Tammy was like, nah, you can set me up. Nat was like, let it go. Tam was like, let it go. I was like, no, Tammy, go after Nat. She was like, let it go. She'll be back. And when I tell you, God was out there waiting for you with an angel, with that ram
right into his hand, right into
his hand to protect you. It was phenomenal. That was God continuing to show up and show us that he got his hand on you. He have his hand on us. So there's always a bigger and better plan.
Yeah. Amen. And
so the devil can't win. The devil won't win. And he
Not
tried.
At all.
He tried.
He did.
But you know what? God won, and I'm so glad. I had to talk about that because we want to be real on here. We do have things that we go through. We look good, but it's not just about looking good. It's about being good. And because I decided to walk away from it instead of letting my energy be stolen, and I walked, and God put me right in the right space, smack dab, and my whole situation was turned around. So like when I did come in the door, they were like, "Oh my God," and I was like, "Yeah, this happened," and whatever. So God is so good, and so we have to trust Him through the times when our energy is trying, and when people are trying to steal our energy, when people are trying to devalue us and that kind of stuff. And so don't ever allow yourself to think that, oh my God, and even if you mess up, because we mess up, if you mess up, it's okay.
Right.
So it's okay. We mess up, we get back up, and we start over. We don't quit. We don't be like, oh my God, I totally blew it. No, you get back up. So I don't want anybody to ever feel like we're done because we mess up. We are not our mistakes. We always have a second chance. God always forgives us. So I just wanted to say that. So yes, I'm so excited.
So isn't that the night that that famous dance video happened minutes after?
You know what? And y'all
yes.
Y'all knew what to do.
I said, wait a minute. I said, let me find some music. We need to change the vibe up in here. So yes, that's the night.
So y'all continued the mood and the energy. We continued it.
There we go.
Happens. I have to bring that out. When you have a tribe, my girls came around me to the rescue. Even though I was better when I came in the room, sometimes you better for a minute and you could fall back into it. But I didn't fall back into it. They were right there. They know I love to dance, baby. They put that music on and they started going, and we got hyped for what it is we were there to do. And it worked out.
Right.
So having a tribe that attracts a positive vibe and that understands and values your worth, that makes a difference. So if you're around a bunch of people that's devaluing you and making you feel like you're not enough and being negative, why? Why is my question? They're not the only people. Trust God to send you the right people. God has your front, back, and your side. He is always there for you. And so when we recognize and realize that, we move past that and we don't get caught up and think, oh God, we've been friends since we've been children. 5 years old. It don't matter. We outgrow people. So if their energy is not right, y'all know energy transfers. It can't be destroyed. And so don't allow that energy to stay with you or stick with you. Move away from that energy and get into some good energy. And we thank y'all for coming on here, being a part of the Spicy Tribe. We love your energy. We thank you for being a part. We just love it. So with my next question, how do you respond? Because I mean, I've been hearing this since I was a child. Oh, you doing too much. You are just too much. It's too much. I get so tired of that. But how do you respond to that? As
Keep being you, doing you.
Energy. Okay.
Keep doing you.
Yeah, that's relative to people and their limited view and visions of what life is and what life means. So if you have people that have always been hushed and piped down and diluted, and they've allowed that, anyone that embraces who they are and enjoys and fulfills their dreams in life, it's going to agitate something in them because it doesn't seem, it's not a reality to them that you can live in your purpose and be yourself and achieve your dreams and truly be happy, because their limited view of the world, the prescription that they've been given, doesn't match what we see when we show up and we do us and we enjoy life and we don't allow negativity to penetrate or infiltrate our circle and our bond. But again, there are people that live with traumatic lenses. There are people that live with limited beliefs, and they're comfortable in those spaces because to live outside of that, it's going to take work that they may not be willing to do.
But you got to do the work. I mean, if you're going to move forward, all of us have correct.
I know that's right.
Tell them they are not doing enough. Absolutely. And that's been my response, not as a child, because as a child, when I was just being me and wanting to step out and, I was super extra. In fact, I was hella extra. But I toned that down. But baby, I done pick that back up. Sometimes you put stuff down, you gotta pick it back up. I done picked it back up because I'm hella extra, and I don't care who has a problem with it. Don't make me know. Never mind. We got to show up who we are, and so sometimes we allow this too much. Don't ever you are never doing too much when you're doing a good thing and walking in the purpose that God has called you to walk in. And I know from a child I was supposed to be doing the thing that I'm doing now. I get so much joy out of it. And a lot of people, I hate when people are saying all she doing is showing off. Why she gotta put her house on social media? Nobody don't care what she drive. Nobody don't care that she spoke to these people. And people are just saying all of this negative stuff. And I hear this over and over, not about myself so much, but I've heard that as well. Because, I mean, people are happy about where they are. They've done the work. They made it to a certain space and place. It's not about impressing. It's about stressing for me that, you know, I did it when I came from a negative half empty glass. That's how I used to feel because I was wore down and said to be too much. And now that I'm living this life and doing the thing that God has called me to do, yes, I'm not trying to.
Okay, y'all can't have it. Y'all know she was on the roll. And I think Toya, she was on the roll. So
I'm not frozen. I'm here. Can y'all see me?
Okay. I thought you was frozen too. But you know,
well, just to piggy off back what she's saying. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You know, and what Net is saying is so true. Is that, you know, we cannot live our lives according to other. There she go. Come back, Queen.
There she is.
I was the only one going.
Yes,
yeah, honey.
I was like, I saw everybody going. I said, come on, God.
Dog. Y'all can't have this episode because we're gonna have this discussion. So Tammy, go ahead and piggyback off of what Net was saying.
Well, basically, I just say you have to be yourself. When God has given you a instruction, He's giving you an instruction. He's what matters. So do what God tells you to do. Be who you are. Release your way. Release your way. God didn't make us all the same. He made us all different. Okay. If he feels like he needs to bring you down, he will. But that's not for somebody else to tell you, because some of the people telling you this stuff ain't got nothing going on.
Nothing.
And all they are here to do is run their mouth, make comments, say things, put negative tallies in that devil cup instead of in the Jesus cup. And that's how they live their life. I'm done.
Come on now, Simply. Come on now.
I love it, Tammy.
That was good.
That was really good. And the thing about it is, we hear one negative thing, but have heard so many wonderful things, but we choose to pick up on that negative thing. No, stop listening to people that are not certified, qualified, or bona fide to speak into your life. They've not done what you're trying to do. They haven't been where you're trying to go, but they got every suggestion in the world. Now, my question is, why would you even listen to somebody like that? You need to do better. You need to check yourself. And so that gets me to my next question is, what are some signs that you're still undervaluing yourself, maybe without even realizing it? And that's one of them right there. Listening to people that are not certified. I don't care if it's your mama, sister, brother, cousin, best friend. Sometimes as you start to go up, people start to think differently about you. They see that you're moving and they start to move differently themselves because they're feeling a little jealous. And so we can't allow ourselves to do that. So what are some things, like we just talked about, that shows that you're undervaluing yourself? Latoya, you talked about the people-pleasing thing.
Yeah, the people-pleasing. And I wanted to touch base too, just take a step back, because I think I shared this with you or all of you ladies, that I have a problem with when somebody, use the term, you need to do this when they haven't done that same thing themselves. So I understand, I appreciate, what they're saying, but at the end of the day, how you gonna tell me that I should, would, or could do something and you haven't done that yourself? Especially if, when it comes to business, I've been in this thing for a long time. So when someone tries to tell me what I should be doing in my business and you're not at that level,
Right.
I have a little problem with that sometimes. So I think y'all probably saw that. Y'all probably witnessed that over the past week, So, but I'm no longer a people pleaser. Like I said, I'm in recovery. So at this big age,
we
don't really.
We in recovery, Tam.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I'm doing me. I'm living my life unapologetically. And when they try to devalue me, I'm going to continue to do what I do. I'm going to continue to shine, and I'm not going to allow anyone to dim my light anymore.
Absolutely. And last week was such a testament to that. I mean, this is not to impress either, but to stress. When you step up in your dream, and we came together as the Spicy Season Sisters, and when we went to the collab and connect summit last Thursday,
yes.
and I mean, and we were introduced, and people saw us and heard what our mission was, and my God, it was like, oh my goodness, they didn't even hear us really. They didn't know a lot about us, but they loved the vibe, they loved the energy, and we hadn't even really said 2 words because they saw the value. They saw just us and how we move, and energy makes all the difference in the world. And I mean, it was like people wanted to be around us. People loved what we were doing. They loved the mission. They loved the idea. And they were like, I love how y'all are showing up. Y'all look so nice. And just the way y'all moving, the energy, everything about what we were doing in that room. Even when we talked, and even if we didn't, our expressions, our movements, our body language, all of that. We couldn't even really take 2 steps. And I'm gonna tell you, I was trying to pee. If I could be real honest, I couldn't even.
I was trying to get my break.
But it was wonderful.
Tori was like, Gail, come back. We gotta they want more pictures. I was like, but I'm trying to okay. I went to take the picture. I was like, oh, it was amazing because the energy, it introduced us before we even really got in the room. And that speaks value when your energy introduces you before you even open your mouth.
Yeah. So
that's that big energy that we're talking about. That big energy. How you walk in says everything.
Right. We talked about that the last time, because I was telling you about when I walk in a room, I just walk in the room. Okay. I'm not looking for anybody. I don't care. I go in to do my mission. I speak. I go to my corner. I've always said that. But I need to go back on something you spoke about and your question. And that was, and I had to write it down so I didn't forget it. We have an inner alarm. Okay. And we're around the wrong people and the wrong situations are going on. We feel that. We feel it. We feel that something's not right. Okay. Some of us can feel it, know it, step back and take a look at it. Some of us feel it and just keep going. And the keep going is what gets us in trouble. Okay. I'm guilty of it. Being in a situation I shouldn't have been in. No, I wasn't supposed to be in it. But I had to correct. I kept going and things kept happening because I kept going. The negative things, things that when you almost lose your life, because you're not listening, you're not paying attention, and everything in you is saying you in the wrong place, you in the wrong space, back up, get out. We have to pay attention to these things. Okay.
Definitely.
That's true. That is so true.
That is amazing. So again, let's talk about some more signs, because I think this is something very important that people might not realize that they're doing, of undervaluing yourself, and maybe you're not realizing it. Even whether it be friend groups, whether it's at the job, and even in spaces where you're at the job and you've seen people, you know you can do this, and you've seen people be promoted over you. You've seen and you've done all the work, people, you the go-to person, and all of a sudden they get chosen. Nobody applied for it, but you just get overlooked. How many times are you overlooked? You know what? As a speaker,
Oh, no, 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 no. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing. Come back, Nat. Come back. Listen, you know, if we can just kind of continue the discussion about, you know, how do we know we are not valuing ourselves? What are the signs that we're fading to the background? And for me, you know, we're so comfortable with being fearful that we may not be.
I must be on fire. I must be on fire today, because
Yeah,
I'm telling
you
you,
are.
the devil can't stop what I'm talking about.
Right.
Exactly.
Anyways, what I'm saying is, a lot of times where it was people that could put me on, people that could help me, they overlooked me. They paid me no attention.
Mhm.
And y'all have seen the same thing before. They don't realize who you are. They definitely don't realize whose you are. And so they feel like they could treat you any kind of way. And they look past you and they smile and kiki and this and that. But then when they recognize, oh, no, no, you know. So when you understand who you are and people are not giving you that chance and they're ignoring who you are, don't let your big energy stop. Take your big energy somewhere else, because it's always somebody else that could do what they do. It's always somebody else, including yourself, that could start your own platform, that you can show up and do your own thing. You don't have to wait for. I have dealt with so many clients that say, I've been waiting on weeks for such and such to do this or to give me this or give me it. What you waiting for, boo-boo? Why you don't? It's a next.
Right.
It's a next. It's another one.
Right.
And then there's you. What are you doing? Don't allow people to keep you down and keep your energy down. Move forward in the thing. That's what they expect you to do. To keep staying down. They wearing you out. They looking past you, and they know you're gonna soon forget it and give up. One thing about me, baby, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna show up. You could think, you could hope, and you could do all the praying you want, baby, but you digging the ditch for yourself, not for me. Because what I'm gonna do is what God has called me to do. And ain't nothing and nobody gonna stop that mission. Not now, person.
But go ahead. But listen, all things happen, and it's God's way sometime of just letting us know that it's time to move. But some people don't pick up. Some people don't pick up on that.
Right.
And God may be blocking that. It may not, even though you think it's for you, God may be blocking that and pushing you in a separate and different direction. Okay. And it frustrates you to the point where you start moving in another direction, not even knowing sometimes why you're doing it. Okay. And when you do that and something else becomes available, then you have that aha moment. Okay. Every position isn't meant for you because you think you're supposed to be in it.
Right.
Okay. That's just truth, and that's life. Okay. So that's all.
And that's why I was saying, as Tammy, to her point, when something is not for you, that's why you might need to move away. That's why you need to start your own platform. I know when I was in the school system and I kept saying, you know what, I know I'm not supposed to be here. I know God called me to something bigger. My principal's thing was, you know what, you don't need to be in this classroom. I want you to do this and I want you to move. And he had a lot of plans, and I appreciate him seeing me as a boss, as a leader. But God saw me in a different leadership role, in a different position. I wasn't supposed to sit at that school forever, for a lifetime. God had something bigger for me. And as I stepped out to do that, it changed my whole life. And it put me in this space right here. I stepped out to do something different. And I thought that was what I was supposed to do. But then God gave me this platform and showed me that I was an educator, but I'm educating differently. He showed me that I'm not supposed to educate kids right now, or at this point. I'm supposed to be educating women. I'm supposed to be helping them to go to their next level, live in that spicy season. So sometimes, like Tammy said, we keep trying to push for that thing. So you have to really discern, where is God pushing you to? And sometimes we get complacent and we don't move at all. But you have to
Mhm.
continue to pray and ask God to guide you, to show you, and He will show you where it is you're supposed to go, what it is you're supposed to do. And sometimes it's hard to make a decision and you feel like you got to get quiet. You got to get still. You got to get in that
Right.
prayer closet and trust
Right.
what God is saying for you. And so when you do that, that's going to help you to step out in that big energy that God has called you to.
For
And
sure.
so we
Mhm.
have to really recognize that and don't be afraid to ask God. Don't feel like you. I remember this one lady say, sometimes I feel we don't get what we want because we bother God too much. What?
No,
Huh?
no, no, no,
No,
no,
that's not
no.
it. And if you feeling that way, then that's a problem. And then I heard another lady, she was talking about making, like, she didn't pray like she should. God was more of an emergency plan. You need to be
Mhm.
talking to him every day so that you
Every
can
day,
keep on
all
big
multiple
day.
energy, so that you
multiple
can
times a
move
day.
forward. Yes,
That
all throughout the day. Prayer not just for morning and at night when you go to bed. It's for all day. It's for every day.
Mhm.
It's for all the time. And
mhm,
so we need to, one of
Mhm.
the ways to protect your energy, to avoid people drainers, worth drainers, value drainers, is to stay in prayer. And so, with that being said, what are some energy draining habits that can silently rob you of your confidence and self worth? And one of those is not praying. That's a bad habit. If you in that space and place and you not praying, and you get up in the morning and you on Facebook instead of the faith book, the Bible, that's a
the
bad.
Yes.
manual, the
And then you got
manual.
to hop up and get ready for work, and then now your day is going, and you haven't covered yourself. And so
Yeah,
because you don't
Mhm.
have that covering, that energy can be stolen.
true.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So what are some other
Yeah, we
things
have to
that?
be mindful what we focus on,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
What are some
But
other
you,
because
things?
but
that'll lead your.
laziness, being lazy,
Ooh,
inconsistent.
mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
Procrastination.
a
Yeah,
hope and a prayer, procrastinating, making a plan, not
bad
sticking
habits.
to it. Just all these habits keep us from reaching our goal.
Mhm.
Okay. Now,
Mhm.
um, I showed Renette, I think it was last Saturday. I know for sure God is pushing me out of where I am now. I feel it. I got it now, and I know when He's doing it.
Mhm.
So, but I showed Renette, I think it was Saturday. You all are on a podcast. You have your jobs that you do outside in your podcast, whatever. My stuff is not being seen right now, but God is pushing me on it, and I'm working it. So I took a little snippet of a video, showed it to Renette the other day to show her that I have been over here working. Okay, and
Doing
God is
big
God.
things.
I'm sorry.
I said doing big things.
Right. So it's not seen right now, but I am working toward it and I'm doing it consistently and it's
Mhm.
organized. It's not a hope and a prayer and I come in and throw papers around. It's actually organized now so I can take step by step to actually make this come to fruition, you know. So
And
that's what we have
that's
to
one
do.
of the things you just said that I love, of protecting your energy from worth drainers, from people drainers and stuff like that. One of the things that can drain your energy in the things that you're trying to do is impatience.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
Mhm. Definitely.
that that has been a problem for me. Like I want it now. Shiny object syndrome, those kind of things. Those are things that can also drain. So if we have those things, let's call out a thing and cancel it out. Y'all can put in the comments. Like before, procrastination used to be a thing that just really like just kept me stuck. Okay, and um, trying to do it at the last minute, that procrastination, that is an energy drainer. That is tearing me down because I would not do stuff like I needed to do. The non-consistency. So we
Right.
have to think about those things. And like Latoya said, bad habits. You sitting up watching TV talking about you got a business, but you got to be in front of whatever come on TV, Atlanta Housewives or whatever else they got going on. I can't even hardly name a TV show because I don't watch it. But that is
Right.
a big that is a big energy drainer, because at the end of the day, when you watch TV all day and you sitting up, you come to, oh, I ain't did nothing. I ain't did nothing. And so you gotta keep moving.
And nothing changes.
Right.
And what you said, Gil?
I say, and nothing changes. They hoping for a better day, but not doing anything different, or better. People get comfortable on the sideline, dodging, trying to see what everybody else that's in the game, what they're doing. I'm in the game. I have a better view when I'm in the game because I know what's going on. I don't want to be on the sidelines where all I can see is a minuscule view, not really sure what the plan is, and all I could do is cheer them on, everybody that's out there in the game. I could cheer you on to a certain point, but I gotta be and run my own game. I gotta run my own ball. I got things that I have to accomplish, and I'm gonna do it in the game. I ain't no side chick. Okay. I'm not gonna be on the sidelines. People have to get uncomfortable with being on the sidelines. But remember, in order to get in the game, you got to have a plan. You got to have strategy. You got to have discipline. You got to have confidence. And here we go back to that requires commitment, and that requires work on ourselves. Are we willing to do the work?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the part people don't want to do. And you just talked about, when we talking about a vision, goal, dream, or business or whatever, please stop. She just said it. Please stop. That's draining you. You treating your business like a side chick. You treating your dream like a side chick. You treating your goals like a side chick. Oh no, that need to be the real chick. That need to be the full time, the husband or the wife or whatever it is.
Right.
Your dream cannot be the side chick.
Right.
But y'all not realizing that. Y'all half stepping it and wondering why you're not going nowhere. And you watching everybody, man, they done. I don't understand why they chose them and they ain't choose me, because you treating that dream like a side chick. You want to pick it up when you see somebody else do. Oh, now you want to get to it. That's called jealousy. That's called covetousness. We're not doing that. You can't get ahead with that. That is an energy drainer. Now, I like I said, I'm ready to take it real raw, and I'm gonna be relevant on this thing because we got to talk about this. And whatever it is, we got to call a spade a spade. We got to call it out. And sometimes we don't like to call it out, but we toe stepping tonight, okay? Toe stepping.
Put that big joker down there, Nat. Slam that big joker down on that ass tonight.
So one thing I want to share in terms of energy drainer for me, and I had to learn this, and I have to own my part in this, because those of you that know me know that I'm passionate about what I do. I get excited, talking about, online courses and project management and, business operations, standard operating procedures, boring stuff, systems, technology. A lot of people don't care about those things. I love it, and, my voice changes. I get excited. And when people tell me that they want to do something in terms of in their business, when it's part of my area of expertise, I get excited. So I'm like, yeah, you can do it. Let's go. But then I end up being more excited about it than they are. So I'm like, well, I can't want it, more for you than you want it for yourself. But I drain myself because I'm so excited. I'm like, let's go, let's go, let's go. But then they don't have the drive, the ambition. I end up either doing everything or just being exhausted, trying to push them to what they shared with me, what their goals and ambitions were relative to this thing. So I have to own my piece in that. And I've had enough experiences to kind of know where the boundary is now, because you got to put some skin in the game. If you want my assistant to come in and help with that. Now I'm gonna get you where you want to go, but you have to meet me, somewhere in terms of getting it done, So I own that piece, but it is so draining.
Yeah. I love that. Drag people through their dream. That's crazy.
Wow. Correct. And Latoya, the point that you said that it's the opposite side of it as well, because it's a lot of people who drain themselves trying to do stuff instead of finding you and saying, let me, they want to work on the website because they want to save a penny, or they want to do this and get up in camp because they need to save a penny. One thing about me, baby, y'all know I'm not the do-it-yourselfer, baby. I got to find some things that's going to help me to get done what I get need to get done. And one thing about that, everybody know, and they ask me, well, how you do this or what you do or what can I don't know, ask Latoya. That's my first time. What's the question? Ask Latoya. I don't know. I don't waste time trying to do stuff that I know I
can't do.
My energy with that. I play my part. I do what I was called to do. And a lot of times people playing too many parts, they doing too many things, and that is an energy drainer. And we know that I was guilty of that, and I'm still kind of guilty of it, but I'm moving away because Renette would do just because you could don't mean you should.
You should.
I can do a lot of things. I can show up and show out because I sell insurance. I sell Legal Shield. I'm a certified educator. Okay, I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. I'm a this. I'm a that. That's all bunch of draining stuff for me. My calling is to speak.
But you're a builder of champions. Do you remember that statement?
I am a builder of champions, and but it's staying in your lane. And one thing that I noticed that I drain myself when I keep doing everything, I end up doing nothing. And so I had to recognize that I'm being real about myself, telling the truth. And I realized that drains my energy. And one thing I know, I'll get done what I need to get done, but I don't do it with joy. What I love to do, and I could get up and do it from a bad space. I could do it from any space. I can speak. I can speak and I can teach. And that's what I really love to do. So as I start to doing other things that are out of my area, I get drained. And that takes away my energy, my self-worth, because I'm taking 10 years like, oh my God, why? I'm frustrated. So we got to stop doing things that are frustrating to us. I want to ask y'all, what is the boldest thing you've ever done in the name of knowing your worth? What is the boldest thing that you have ever done in the name of knowing your worth?
Y'all probably already know mine, but walking away from a lucrative corporate career.
That's exactly what I was going to say, walking away from the school system. It was scary, but it was a bold move. And we have to move bold.
For
I
me,
walked away. Go ahead, Gail.
Sorry, Tam. For me, mine was investing in my mentor, in my coach. And although I had personal experience and then I have all this professional training, but that was all in theory. I had never coached an actual individual. So I had to invest. I couldn't go to YouTube University, and try to figure out how to relate to and understand and receive and process people's plights. So investing in my coach, and us, we try to say, like Ned said, we try to save a dime here, save money, that DIY. No, there is no DIY when you're building and developing your skills, your power, and your gifts. So I had to invest in myself. And I'm gonna tell y'all, most people say, yeah, I believe in myself, I'm worth it, this, that, and the other. But when I was looking at them extra zeros behind that number, I was like, just shit, dang, I don't know. But I had to take stock in myself. And I was like, this is not just for me, but it is for me to help the people that God is going to send to me. So when I did that, and just everything changed when I did that. Everything changed when I did that. I did that when I hired a company to do my web development. I had been doing my own website for 2 years. And I was like, I don't have time. So pouring back into myself, believing in me truly, and putting that back, I got so much more out of it.
Absolutely. That's how we move bold and spicy. That's how and a lot of people, they're worried about the confidence, and I don't have the confidence. Before you have confidence, you got to have courage. And so you have to be able to be bold enough and have the big energy to make those power moves so that you can go to a new space and place. And at this big age of 40 plus, you got to choose to be spicy. You have to choose to be bold. So that's the energy that we're looking for. That's the energy that we're talking about. We had a challenge that we put out like 2 weeks ago, and we've been on the road. Okay, so we talked about it and we are bringing it back to make sure that we really cover it because we put it out there once, but then we got traveling. And so we want to make sure we put it out again. And it's a prize that comes behind it. It is a big energy power move. If you're ready to make that big energy power move, yes, Dahlia, big energy. Y'all put in those comments, big energy power move. Because it's time for us to make some power moves. What bold move are you going to make? So we're going to give you from this week to next Wednesday to type in, okay, to type into us to the email, and they're going to put it in the comments. What big power move are you going to make? What big power move? And we're going to feature and talk about what you talked about, and then everybody that participates, we're going to have a prize for you. So what are you ready to ask for a raise? Are you ready to walk away from this job that you've been sitting talking about and you prepared for it? Are you ready to raise your prices if you are a business owner? Are you ready to declare, to decree, declare, and decide that I'm ready to make this next move? I don't care what anybody says, whether that's you need to walk away from a toxic relationship, whether that's you need to walk away from your procrastination and really get some time blocking and some scheduling things done. What big bold power move are you ready to make? Because we have to be able to make those big I can't talk. Those big
energy power.
Big bold energy, big energy power move. Oh, I think that's a tongue twister. Big bold.
It is.
Say it again.
Big energy, big bold energy. Big bold.
Say it 5 times fast. No,
big bold, 5 times. Big bold, bodacious energy. Big bold, bodacious energy. No, but really, the big energy. Where is it? Where's that power move that you've been talking about? It is time to stop talking about it and to really be about it. So would you like to be featured on the Spicy Season Sisters podcast where we talk about you and that big, bold, energetic move that you're making? Big energy. Y'all excuse me, I can't talk tonight.
You're doing fine.
You might need some of that celery juice.
That's what it is. You know what? That's probably what it is. Y'all, I need to get my juice because I've been slacking again. Right?
There you go.
So I can do better. Woo! So y'all gonna DM, email your stories, and we'll be able to share them on the next episode. And we're gonna choose put the names in the hat. I love to do that and give somebody a prize. Woo woo! Y'all ready for a prize?
Come on, Delia.
Prize. You ready to do something different? The big bold energy. Are you ready to bring it out? We want you to bring it out. We are super excited, y'all. Yes. And if you are here in Orlando, we are super excited about our first inaugural event, the Warrior Within. We're going to be doing some big bold things and decreeing, declaring, deciding. We're going to be talking about that Warrior Within. And it is going to be so super exciting. We are stoked about it. Totally stoked. We stoked anyways. We still in awe and on a high from last week. We actually did our first live podcast, y'all, in New York. Yes. We had somebody, we were invited. And that happened because we made the big bold move. We used the big energy. We keep showing up no matter what. We talked about how we started riding dirty. And so we can't look for perfect. That's a fallacy. So when we decide to show up, we go up. And so that was just what we weren't expecting that at all. It was like,
okay. So now we have a question from Quee, Spicy Squad. Quee asked, what is the deadline for the Spicy Challenge to email their big energy commitments?
It is next Wednesday. I don't have the calendar. Let me see.
The 26th.
The 26th.
Is it 26th?
26th. March 26th is the deadline to send in your big, bold power move, your big energy power move. March 26th. What are you gonna do to step it up, to show out? I mean, even if you're setting some boundaries, you've been allowing yourself to be that people pleaser, but you decide, you know what? No, I'm not doing it. That's a big, bold power move. That's big energy. If you're shifting the atmosphere and making things better and you spicing it up, that's
Right.
big energy. So we
Right.
want to have that big energy. We want to walk in our worth and our value. And our thing is not, this is not about us. It is about us showing up and sharing with you all,
Right.
so that
Right.
we all can walk in this big space and
Right.
use and live the way that God has called us to do. Live in this big energy. Have a lovely life. Make it happen beautiful. That's
Yes.
we love to make it happen beautiful. And so we
Yes.
want to see y'all do it as well. And we get so excited to hear from you all. We get
Right.
so excited about the energy you all bring. Y'all give us energy. As y'all come and give us the big energy, we able to give it right back. And we're
Right.
excited to do it. Every week
Right.
showing up here. We have not missed a week since we started.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
It's
y'all, and we're
amazing.
podcasting live on Sunday. For
Yeah.
our actual event. We are
Yes.
podcasting live Sunday. We'll have the time and everything put out there for y'all. So y'all get ready to see us live. We'll Sunday, mark your calendars. 3/23, March
Yeah.
23rd.
Yes. Yes. That's gonna be fun.
Yes. Well, y'all, I think we did a lot of talking about that big energy, and we can move forward in having women walk in their big energy, make those power moves, and do the things that God has called you to do. You have purpose, and so
Yes,
we
you do.
be walking in that purpose and doing that thing. Don't be scared, and even if you are, y'all know what they say: do it scared.
Do it anyway.
Do it
Yes.
scared.
Absolutely. It's worth it. It's
It
absolutely
is.
worth it. And as
Right.
we close out, I want to remind the Spicy Squad and everybody that's watching this video, whether you're watching it live now or you're watching a replay, understand that your big, bold move can be one small decision that you make that's going to change everything in your
Your whole
life.
life.
So
Your whole
any new commitment, any encouragement, how you encourage yourself and affirm yourself to move past fear, like Ned said, because God never said that you wouldn't be scared. He just said that he'd be with you while you do it.
do it.
So do it anyway, because I promise you, it is worth it. You are worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it with
Absolutely.
confidence and faith.
Yes, and I have to say one
Absolutely.
last thing. And Latoya, I think you'll agree with me. Tammy and Gail behaved very well tonight.
Well, we about got in
They
trouble on the
did.
live the other night. So, we trying to pull it together tonight.
Y'all did. Yeah, I got to say, woo, to you, y'all did real good. Real good. Because y'all used to be having some
Next week, another story
shenanigans.
now.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, y'all did good. Y'all didn't have as much shenanigans, because we kind
Thank
of missed some
you.
shenanigans. But this is amazing. We know this is a big, important topic, so I guess they decided to behave a little bit.
A little bit.
But y'all, I'm telling y'all, next week y'all got to be careful. Y'all want to make sure y'all show up next Thursday, because woo, baby, they were good this week, but I don't know what's gonna happen next week, because these last 3 weeks they've been cutting up.
Yes.
Oh, we have these 3
Y'all
days:
pray for us.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, it's about to be on and
It's gonna be
popping
on and
this
popping.
weekend. Ooh, baby, we coming
Orlando
together.
is not safe. Orlando.
No,
is the
Orlando's
city
not safe. I don't even know if Orlando is ready. Y'all, I'm flying into Orlando tomorrow, so I don't know if Orlando ready for the spicy season. Sisters all
They
in
ready for spicy, baby. We about to be, ooh, baby, I can't wait. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm
Guys,
so
that's
excited.
the whole weekend. Prepare to be sick of us, okay?
Please, yes,
Prepare. We're gonna be showing
You have
up,
been
baby.
put on notice.
We're gonna be living it up. We're gonna be talking it up. We're gonna be shaking it up. We're gonna be shenaniganing it up. We're gonna be doing it all. Okay,
Oh
it's
yeah. Oh
spicy.
yeah.
Spicy. And at this big age, y'all might say, "Oh, they so silly." We living, baby. We not
Yeah.
existing. So yeah, we showing up and showing out.
Unapologetically.
Yes,
Unapologetically. My partner in crime up
unapologetic.
there.
Yeah, ain't no sorry
Bold
in this
and
at all.
spicy.
Yes. Yes.
At this big age, what we not gonna do is
What we
slow
not
down
gonna do.
and worry about what people say. That's what we not.
And we definitely not diluting ourselves and watering ourselves down. It
No.
is what it is. We
No.
might be too much for some, not enough for a few, but baby, we just right for the right crowd. And that's our spicy squad. That's here tonight. We love y'all. Y'all come and check us out because we got enough energy to share with everybody. So y'all
We
holler at
do.
us. I know you do.
Keep fighting up. Keep fighting up.
Squabble up, squabble up.
Yes.
Listen, y'all
We
get
love
off the
y'all.
stage.
All right, y'all. We're
Wasting-
gonna let y'all go because we'll be on here doing this all night.
We
Thank y'all
love
for
what we
coming
do.
out. We love y'all.
See
Have a
y'all
good
this
night.
weekend. Starting tomorrow, the real shenanigans will begin.
Good night.
Now later.
Good night.